Listen, guys, these technical difficulties I'm having with these reboots is really starting to piss me off. I don't know what's going on, man. I think my computer is literally on its last leg. Keeping my fingers crossed I don't have these issues with the new episodes. We'll find out here in a couple of weeks when episode 93 goes live. I think I have an idea what's causing these issues, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think it's the opening credit song for the reboot episode. I'm going to run a little test tonight after the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and delete the theme song off this episode 2 release tonight, and we'll see if it converts the video. If that's the issue, I'm just not going to do the opening credits for the reboot episodes. Anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to take my throne inside the throne room. I know you guys are lined up outside the castle. You guys are here in the kingdom. I want to welcome you guys to the kingdom. I'm about to drop the drawbridge, and you guys can start filing in. And we're going to hit this episode 2 of the reboot. Anyway, guys, again, welcome to the kingdom. I'll see you in a few.
I can't do this alone, even though I'm strong. Need something more than me, someone to push me to victory. Let's see what we can do together, me and you. Can't be afraid to try. Kiss your best goodbye. No looking back. You were temporary attack. Follow me ahead. We're too lost. It's such a different feeling. Don't know what we need. We can make it better. Together we can show what we can do. No one else will get on that thing and pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna get something to us. And we show we put our trust. Standing united after the flood.
right, guys. Welcome to another episode of The Kingdom. As you guys probably heard in my intro, I'm a little pissed off. Yeah, a little pissed off. Me and a few other people work really hard in producing these freaking episodes, and when it doesn't pan out the way we like, it's really upsetting. It really, really is. I know when we did the first reboot episode, I was forced to cut the theme song out, and that's what allowed it to convert to video. We haven't had this issue yet with the new episodes. I don't know what is wrong with my computer. I don't know. For some reason, it's not recognizing the song for anything new I'm doing, and yet I could still use it for the new episodes. I was going to tinker with the theme song for season 4. I was going to make the theme song longer because we have so many characters in the series now. I was going to extend it. Now I'm too afraid to do that. So I think I'm just going to try to squeeze all the characters into the season 4 theme as is. Chica, I'm sorry for the multi-host thingy. I could only do that on my tablet. And yeah, again, my computer is old. It's running on Windows 7. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able, I tried to, I'm not going to be able to do the multi-host stream on the computer. When episode 93 comes out in a couple of weeks, and I'm giving you guys somewhat of a definitive timeline, I will say sometime, I would say over the next month, expect episode 93. But yeah, Chica, in order to, I don't know, it's weird because when I went and I did episode 2's reboot episode tonight and I premiered it live, it gave me the option to do a multi-host live stream, but it was only on my tablet. So I don't, you know, I was kind of hoping to do that here on the computer, but it's just not worth the hassle. What else? Back to what I was saying. I'm just having, it kind of defeats the purpose of why I'm going back to do these reboot episodes, because the whole point was to make them better quality than the live streamed versions of when I dubbed them by myself originally. And now we're right back to where we are, where it's kind of like I have the fucking episode won't convert to video. So now what do? It's like, well, I have to do it as a live stream again. It's frustrating because we work so hard on it. The voice actors, but mainly me and Chica pretty much do the production of the series. So she does the sound, I get the sound, and then I put it into the episode. But again, I'm going to digress because I don't want to waste too much more time on it. I don't want to cancel the reboot episodes because episode 1 was met with a lot of positive reactions. So if we have to do the reboots without a theme song, then that's what we're going to have to do. We'll figure something out with that. Again, I'm more upset that it didn't convert because again, it takes a lot of time to put these episodes together, especially in the production phase. Again, episode 93, I would say if I had to put a percentage as how far I am on it, I would say it's about 70% of the way written. I'm basically down to like the last, I would say the last 20, 25 minutes of the episode. I still have probably 30% more to write for episode 93. Let's see what else. So we're moving along on that. The reboot episodes are just easier to put out because it's just a matter of copying, pasting everything over back to PowerPoint. But I want to get into the chat before we start diving into the episode. Let's see. Somebody said hi. I'm trying to. Oh, Fatal Waffle says hi. Let's see. Neil the Hedgehog, I'm perfectly fine with there not being a theme song. I love Harmony and Chaos and better quality. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, Neil, is I'm going to go ahead. Once I finish with the live stream, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, take the theme song out, and then try to convert the episode to video and see if that is what the issue is. I don't know anymore. I'm done trying to figure it out. I really do think it's probably best if I do just take out the theme song and we'll figure something else out to, kind of introduce the cast and whatnot. But I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know this. I don't know. Diving into the episode, episode 2, titled New Acquaintances, begins where we left off from the first episode of the reboot, at Camelot Castle. At the end of episode 1, Rouge got caught snooping around the windows, and she dropped a bombshell when she told the entire group that was present at the meeting, I'm not the only survivor from Mobius here either. So the episode starts with Twilight asking Rouge, how many survivors are there? Like, how many of you are there? Rouge would go off and start naming everybody who was there. She does not mention Manic, and she does not mention Silver, mainly because Silver is not there yet, and they had no clue Manic stole a Chaos Emerald from Eggman. As we know, Manic is a thief. Somehow he was able to steal a Chaos Emerald from Eggman, and that's how he was able to... he actually stole Eggman's Chaos Emerald, which is why Eggman is not in Equestria right now. So, Doll Days replies at Neil the Hedgehog, we love the fans. We absolutely do love the fans. Love my fans, especially, for those of you who have been with me for as long as this channel has existed. I want to send you guys a thank you. You guys know who you are. All the new fans, I'm glad you guys are getting into these reboot episodes. It's kind of a chance for you guys to see the series from the start. I know there's been a lot of questions as to how does Sonic have Alicorn magic. It's great that you guys are watching these episodes again, because now you get to see and the actual explanation as to how it happened. Nicole Kala, I think it's funny Sonic doesn't know what apple cider is. Yeah, I don't think Sonic tried apple cider on Mobius for some odd reason. I don't know. The apple cider has become a thing with this series. I don't know. It's, oh, Chica being Chica. I know what apple cider these nuts is. All right, Chica, I promise for episode 93, we are going to try the multi-live stream for multiple hosts. I will go live on my tablet next time. I think that's the way to do it. I am live right now. I'm talking, no, Chica, I'm talking about like you actually joining the stream to talk and give your thoughts on the episode and whatnot. I think it'd be kind of cool to have some of the cast on here, so the fans can interact with you guys too and have questions. Anyway, so hi, Michael Collins Gaming. Chica's still trying to hack into the live stream. If you can hack into this live stream, Chica, I wonder. Then it was giving me something about sharing a link. So again, I'm not very computer savvy. So yeah, I'm basically self-taught on all this stuff. Velvet, aka Doll Days, he would also like to talk to the fans in the stream. Plush wants to be on it too. So any one of my actors who wants to do one of these live streams with me is more than welcome to. We're going to try that with the next new episode. We'll go ahead and I'll just join it on my tablet. Chica, if you can hack into the stream, that'd be great. So anyway, we get back into the episode. Okay, thank you, Velvet. That helps because I have to catch myself because it's like So, getting back into the episode, Rouge starts to explain who all the survivors are. And then we get into some more dialogue about how the elements of harmony and chaos emeralds could be of one entity. Luna lets it slip. And Celestia, you don't really see Celestia angry right now. You'll come to find out later on that Celestia is actually pissed off at Luna right now because she kind of let that little tidbit slide about the elements of harmony and chaos emeralds potentially being of one entity. She was not supposed to say that, mainly because they're covering up something. What that something is, you guys are going to have to keep tuning into the reboots to find out. But there is a major cover-up that is being withheld from the ponies. A big secret. So as we dive more into these episode 1 episodes, you'll see, or season 1 episodes, you'll see what that secret is as it becomes divulged as the season goes on. Very interesting storyline. And actually, it sets everything up in motion to where we are now at episode 93. So again, it's very important that you guys, anytime we have new fans that ask, that say, I love the series. I'm kind of confused though as to how some of the stuff is playing out. I always tell people go back and watch the entire series and it'll make sense. So again, Celestia is secretly upset with Luna here for her letting the harmony chaos being of one entity slipping a little bit. And at this time, Twilight really doesn't think anything much of it. It's not until a couple episodes down the road where she starts to say, wait a minute, something's not right. Let's see. Then they come up with a plan as to how they're going to bring the Chaos Emeralds together. Rouge told everyone in attendance that these Chaos Emeralds are incredibly powerful, as you witnessed firsthand tonight. When the Chaos Emeralds entered your world, they emitted such violent energy, it caused lightning storms and earthquakes and all that other stuff across your planet. And then the discussion comes in as to how they're going to bring the Chaos Emeralds together and how they're going to keep them safe. The debate was, do we just find all the Chaos Emeralds and keep them separately and hide them, or do we bring them together? Rouge tells them the Chaos Emeralds were meant to be brought together, but you have to do that very slowly. You can't just bring all 7 Chaos Emeralds together at once without them reacting to each other first, because the amount of energy given off could potentially wipe out a planet or cause chaos control or whatever the case is. As we move on in that scene, Princess Celestia calls an end to the meeting. Before everybody goes, she pulls Rainbow Dash and Soren aside and tells them to go up to her chamber. And this is where things get a little interesting because, as we know, the elements of harmony are affected by friendship in a positive way. They work properly when friendship is the power. We've also seen in the past on My Little Pony itself that when the ponies are corrupted or they aren't, or if they're not pure of heart, as like when Discord put a spell on the main 6 and turned them all kind of bad, they could not use the elements on him. So this is where this scene comes. That little tidbit of information is what plays into this ending of this scene, going into the opening credits. So we move forward, and before Twilight and her team make their exit and wait for Rainbow Dash out in the chariot, she talks to Princess Celestia, and Princess Celestia says, look, I have to end the marriage between Rainbow Dash and Soren, mainly because it affects the elements of harmony. If Rainbow Dash continues to harbor a broken heart, she cannot yield her element properly. and it affects all the elements of harmony. So I'm going up there to end the marriage myself. Twilight applauds Princess Celestia for the move, and basically that's it. Twilight says goodbye to Princess Celestia and goes with her team out to wait for Rainbow Dash. We see Celestia. Celestia goes upstairs to meet with Soren and Rainbow Dash. Celestia, needless to say, is pretty heartbroken over what she saw. As we come to find out, she did see Rainbow Dash and Soren's quarrel in episode 1. She saw the slap and she saw that they were quarreling and fighting. And it broke Celestia's heart because she's the one who performed their wedding ritual or their wedding ceremony. So she heartbrokenly goes up and ends the marriage. And before she does that, Rainbow Dash and Soren both have to yet again hoof stamp divorce documents. And Rainbow Dash does it pretty easily. Soren, who was voiced by Turg in the episode, he very quickly denies Princess Celestia and says, no, I'm not signing any divorce documents today. And Celestia tells him, you are hoof stamping a divorce document, because if you don't, I am going to send you to jail for treason. And Soren was kind of shocked. And the very famous treason line from Turg, you'd have to hear that line as it was recorded, because it was amazing how Turg delivered that treason line. It was amazing. Yeah, Ace. You see plush treason. Yeah, there you go. And then Celestia is like, yes, treason, Soren, because you not stamping the divorce documents and keeping Rainbow Dash in a loveless or in a estranged marriage is breaking her heart, and it puts our security at risk because she cannot yield her element of harmony properly, thus rendering all the elements of harmony useless, thus treason. So Soren very quickly does not want to spend what little time he has left in prison, so hoof stamps the document. We come to find out his ring falls off and it disappears, and then he has a love scar where the earring was on his ear. So the scene ends with Rainbow Dash saying goodbye, a tearful goodbye to Soren, and then she gets into the chariot and tells the entire team that her and Soren are officially divorced. We then go into the opening credits, and this is where I'm going to stop for a minute and rehydrate, and I'm going to get back into the chat briefly, and then we're going to dive into the rest of the episode. All right, getting back into the chat. Chica's doing homework, apparently, and she killed Turg. Joking. Levi McClellan, hey, Michael, who do you think is more of a simp, Sonic or Shadow, with Rainbow Dash and Twilight? Oh, that's debatable. I don't think Sonic is a simp. I don't think he simps so much over Rainbow Dash. I've never seen Sonic as a simp. I would say, given the history of what we know, I think Shadow is a bigger simp. Mainly because Twilight pretty much has Shadow wrapped around her hoof. Not meaning to do that per se on her part, but there is nothing Shadow would not do for Twilight. Again, we can say the same thing about Sonic. There's nothing Sonic wouldn't do for Rainbow Dash, but I think we've seen, I think we've definitely seen Shadow, and I'm looking at the chat, and the chat seems to agree with me. Shadow is the simp hog. Shadow the simp hog. He's definitely more of the lovey. He's more lovey-dovey with Twilight than Sonic is lovey-dovey with Rainbow Dash. But then again, that's Rainbow Dash and Sonic's characters. They're not overly lovey-dovey. They're more like bros with each other. And then a love just develops between them. Like, it's nothing simpish like Shadow is, but I mean, damn Shadow. Shadow is like willing to put past Equestria's future in jeopardy over Twilight. Hashtag Shadow simp. Absolutely. Shadow is a simp. especially in Harmony Cast. He's a bigger simp. Elijah Dodorich. Better to preserve harmony by causing a little harm than to affect your main line of defense. Yes. Yes. And we come to find out that in My Little Pony, that is the case. Anytime, especially in season 2 with the whole Discord, when Discord was bad, he literally put evil spells on the main 6, and they could not use the elements of harmony when it came down to trying to use them on Discord initially. Chica says that Turg slayed that treason line, and he absolutely did. Ace Plush, you go to prison for hurting someone's feelings. But basically, yeah, no, but when somebody's feelings are attached to an element of harmony, which is their line of defense, at least, up until this point, Equestria's best defense was the elements of harmony. So yes, Princess Celestia absolutely would consider that treason if he didn't hoof stamp, because he's putting Equestria's safety at risk. With the elements of harmony not being able to work properly if Rainbow Dash is not in the right frame of mind. Nicole Kala, Rainbow Dash shouldn't cry. Sonic is better, LOL.
Power off.
Yeah, Bluetooth speaker. Anyway, I agree. I like Sonic much better than Soren. My Little Pony, see, that's the thing. A lot of the bronies out there, they're the ones who shipped Rainbow Dash with Soren. I don't know why. There seems to be no chemistry between Rainbow Dash and Soren in any of the dialogue they have had in My Little Pony. So I don't know. It's this is more just like a fan, like a brony acknowledgement. Like, yeah, okay, Rainbow Dash and Soren were married, but now they're getting divorced right off the bat in the first episode. So Rainbow Dash can be with Sonic. So I wanted to do a little bit of that for the bronies out there. But again, I never understood. I like Apple Dash more than I've ever liked Soren Dash. Honestly, Rainbow Dash has 1,000 times more chemistry with Applejack romantically than she ever did with Soren. So it just seemed like Soren was just kind of buddy-buddy with Rainbow Dash. There was never really a connection there. At least that's my opinion on it. I don't know if you guys saw that the same way as I did watching My Little Pony, but I just never saw the shipping. I never saw the ship between Rainbow Dash and Soren. Never saw it. Didn't see it there. I definitely saw a ship between Rainbow Dash and Applejack. I honestly ship Twidash over Apple Dash. That's just me, but Apple Dash is probably a close second for Rainbow Dash, for me anyway. But yeah, I definitely see. I always saw Twilight and Rainbow Dash getting together for some reason, but yeah, Twilight and Flash Century. That's another one that, a little bit. You saw it a little bit if you watched Equestria Girls. Twilight and Flash kind of having romance, but they never actually did it in the main series. Again, that's more of a fan ship for the most part with the Pony series versus EG. But I do pay homage to Twilight and Flash in this series. We'll see later on in season 1. Twi-Flash is a little bit of a thing through at least a good portion of season 1. But we'll see how that pans out as season 1 goes on. As you guys can see, Twilight and Flash Century don't last if you've been watching the new episodes. So let's see. Elijah definitely says that Shadow is the bigger simp. Whoa, Plush said something. Plush says, it's just really freaking funny. Like, you dare object, you shall be jailed for breaking her feelings. It's just really funny for some reason. Yeah, it comes off as funny, but honestly though, yeah, if the elements are tied to somebody's emotions, then yeah, you kind of have to go that route. Yusef, Shadow is simping all right. LOL. Nicole Kala, it's funny. All of us are calling Shadow a simp. I'm guilty of that. I'm the one. I'm kind of the one that has turned Shadow into a simp. I didn't mean to do that, but I don't know. With his personality and character for the series, I don't know. It's the way that Twilight and Shadow get together, I guess. It's actually a really good love story. I love the natural progression that Twilight and Shadow have. And really, as we continue on with these season 1 episodes, you'll see Shadow and Twilight, how they start off on rocky ground. You'll see in the next couple episodes when Shadow is introduced, he's really a dick. Like, that's all he's a really big dick to Twilight. Like he treats her like shit for the first several episodes. And it's really cool to see how their love kind of Shadow develops like a respect for Twilight as season 1 goes on. He sees how powerful Twilight is, how wise she is, how sweet she is. And like Twilight always believes in Shadow. Like Shadow starts to see she really does believe in me, and like she believes I'm actually good. So with that little notion, you start to see feelings develop between Shadow and Twilight as season 1 goes on. It's really, really good how those two progress. And I think out of all of the couples on Harmony and Chaos, I think they have the best ship. Mainly because literally it takes like 37 episodes for them to finally admit that they're in love. And it's just really cool because, again, it's just one of those slow progressing things that just happens. It's not forced. It's not like rushed. It's just naturally progresses into it. And it's really cool how it all gets tied together and how it actually all goes down and comes together. It's really, really cool. If you haven't seen those episodes, again, they're on the channel. You guys could watch it if you wanted. It's just really cool how it all winds up falling into place for those two. Levi McClellan, hey Michael, who do you think would win in a fight? Super Alicorn Shadow or the World's? I don't even know who that is. Who the heck is that? I can't answer that. Who the hell is what? Okay, I'm gonna try not to butcher this. So Super Alicorn Shadow versus the World Serpents. Humongous. I can't even fucking. It's German, I think, isn't it? Humongous. I can't. What the hell is Humongous? Somebody help me. Okay, so you guys. I'll let you guys fight that out. I have no clue what that is. Elijah's going with Super Alicorn Shadow. Shadow is a simp. He is the simp of all simps. Absolutely. I love it. Levi's going with Hormungandar. I think that's how you pronounce it. Fuck. Anyway, Queen Chica, Asphelia. Damn, what powered off these nuts? What powered off these nuts? Oh, yeah, you were talking about my Bluetooth speaker. Yeah. Neil the Hedgehog, hashtag Sonic loves Rainbow Dash forever. Yes, I always thought Sondash was my favorite couple, but honestly, Shad Twy has given them a run. Honestly, it's really close between the two. I love, like, at first Sondash was my OTP, like, for real. And then Twilight and Shadow happened, and it didn't happen right away. But as we have gotten more into season 3, Shadow and Twilight have really started becoming my favorite couple to write in the series. Mainly just because everything with them is just so natural. And no matter what they go through, you could tell the love between Twilight and Shadow is 100% authentic and real. And I think, yeah, it's just amazing, like how they just, no matter what happens, if they have a little quarrel or whatever, they just seem to come back together. And it's a natural love that's just really cool to see. Nicole Kalaya, I never saw RDX Soren being a thing. Apple Dash Canon in the end, after all. That's what Elijah says. Michael Collins Gaming. I've never been much of a shipper unless it's a Canon ship. Plush, Michael, your stream is dying. Guess you could say it's not the living room anymore. Oh, ha 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 ha. The living room. Oh my God. Youssef, done gone buffering, be gone. Yeah, I don't know what it is with YouTube. Like if I watch a podcast for wrestling, it does the same thing. It does a lot of buffering. I don't know what the issue is. It's not my computer. Because even when I watch live TV on YouTube, like I have YouTube TV, every once in a while it buffers live TV, which when you're trying to watch an NFL playoff game, pisses you off because you're like, what the fuck? It's third down. What the hell? I was trying to, what the fuck? What? And then it like, I can't, yeah. Watching football this weekend, I got frustrated because it buffered on like a third down play. I was like, what the hell happened? But yeah. Chica says, all right, guys, the stream is dying in the worst way possible. Pack your bags, joking. Levi, okay, we know who to blame now. Michael Collins Gaming, I've never saw Twilight as wise. She is and she's not. She makes a lot of mistakes, but she seems to figure stuff out as she goes along after she makes mistakes. And you guys have heard Twilight in the series already claim, and she's already admitted, look, I make a ton of mistakes. And, you know, a lot of times I'm forced to, I think what it is with Twilight is a lot of times she's forced into action a lot, pretty quickly. So she's kind of forced to make a lot of rash decisions quickly. And sometimes they aren't always the best. He also says, well, she's smart, sure, but not wise. Levi agrees with it. Yeah. You see, Michael Collins Gaming is agreeing with what I just stated. You know, Twilight made a lot of mistakes in My Little Pony, and she did. Oh, Ragnarok. I've never played Ragnarok, so that's why I went right over my head. Let's see, where else are we here? Okay, we are caught up in the chat. Thank you, Elijah, for clarifying that name. Your Mungendor. Your Mungendor. Thank you. Got it. Nicole, I've role-played as Twilight in the past. I made her make mistakes. Levi, I was talking about the history, but the game works too. Okay, we are caught up in the chat. Getting back into the episode, we come out of the opening credits. We come out, and you get a little bit of a descriptive paragraph of the flight back to Ponyville is very somber. No pony said a word during the flight back to Ponyville. Even Rouge was quiet. The next scene, we go to Manhattan, and we see Rarity trying to fix her door to her boutique. She thinks she fixes the door. Detective Shamrock comes in to update Rarity. He knocks the door back off the hinges, so whatever. Detective Shamrock then tells Rarity, hey, they caught the bats who broke into your store. They caught her breaking into Canterlot Castle, or, you know, she was caught at Canterlot Castle snooping around during a conference that all the royalty were having. Detective Shamrock also told Rarity that the Elements of Harmony were there, as well as the Wonderbolts and all of the royalty. So Rarity kind of freaks out briefly because she now realizes she missed an emergency conference because of the break-in. Really, Detective Shamrock can't tell her anything because all the details are kept confidential. So basically all he was there to do was to tell Rarity they caught the bat, but then Princess Celestia released her For whatever reason, we don't know, but she was released. And it kind of it secretly pisses Rarity off knowing that Rouge got released. So she's going to confront Rouge when she, I guess, meets her or whatever. I don't. Let's see. So after the Shamrock Rarity scene, we get back into the Flying Chariot. The Flying Chariot is flying over Sweet Apple Acres. Applejack is very happy to see that things have calmed down. Everything looks peaceful down there. They're actually admiring the Master Emerald Temple, which is now visibly sitting inside of the apple orchard. So they're kind of admiring it. They land at the center of town where the water fountain is. I often refer to it as the wishing well or the wishing fountain in the center of town. So the chariot lands. Rouge is like, I don't think this town can handle me. Ponies, they all go their separate ways. Rainbow Dash tells Twilight, look, I'll be all right. I'm gonna, I'll be okay, Twilight. I'm gonna go to the beach with Fluttershy and we're gonna have a good day. I'm not gonna let my divorce get me down. And that's kind of a big deal in the episode because as we will find out later, sorry guys. As we will come to find out later on in the episode, that's kind of a big thing that Twilight knows that Rainbow Dash is going off to the beach, and we'll see why in a little bit. So the ponies and the Harnesses of Harmony and Twilight, they all go their separate ways. Applejack is in a rush to get back to Sweet Apple Acres so she could check on her family. Rouge and Twilight kind of have a oh no, that's not this part yet. So they land and whatever. So I'm trying to figure out how that goes. So they're all walking back to Twilight's castle. It's at this time Sonic. We now see Sonic. Oh no, we then go to Amy and Tails. Amy and Tails is the next scene after that. We find out that Amy and Tails have landed somewhere in an unknown location near northern Equestria. So they're kind of up there, up in the northern part of Equestria where it gets kind of cold still. Even though it's summer, it gets a little bit chilly. So they're kind of up what would be in America sense. It would be somewhere like in Canada-ish. So they're kind of like up north where it's a little bit cooler. And that's a big deal to know that because it's that kind of help. You'll come to find out that Tails and Amy are sick and they get sick at some point during their struggles. So we open the scene with Tails crying. Amy and Tails are basically now just coming to. Tails is coming to the realization that Cosmo is dead. It is at this point that Tails already has Cosmo's seed. Sonic gave Tails Cosmo's seed just before Cosmo blew herself up or sacrificed herself against the Metarex. So Tails is upset. Amy finds him and tries to comfort him. Tails is so distraught that he doesn't feel like he has a future at this point, and he's pretty much not wanting to live. I do feel for Tails here. Amy tries to reassure Tails, like, hey, Cosmo didn't sacrifice herself for you to feel this way. At least, try to honor her by moving on. She loved you to the point where she sacrificed her life for all of us. And she would not want us to carry on this way. Tails eventually comes to, and then the discussion comes in as to, well, what are we going to do about the ship? Tails says the Chaos Emerald that we had is gone. The Chaos Emerald that was powering our ship is gone. So I don't know what we're going to do. The ship has some damage. Tails isn't quite sure if he's going to be able to get it up and running. So it becomes, they decide, we eventually are going to have to find food and water. So and then Tails comes up with the idea, well, if it's busted, we may as well abandon it because we are going to have to find food at some point. Getting back into the chat again, because I see a lot of chats going on. Let me see what you guys are saying. Elijah Dodrich, I've done some role play with Twilight 2. Yusef, I played Sonic Frontiers. It is awesome. Queen Chica, a key just jump scared me. I'm going to fight them. Aki. Okay, Aki just jump scared me. Aki's in another server, so yeah. Plush really was expecting the Bat to be Batman and have it turn into a Batman and MLP crossover, but Rouge makes more sense. LOL. Levi McClellan, I feel like Sonic and his friends would argue over which is the right way of saying Manhattan/Mainhattan, kind of like how people argue over like Hydrocity. I call it Hydrocity. Yusef Teray, Rouge loves treasure, doesn't she? Oh, she sure does. She loves her gemstones. Levi, also Michael, I'll send you a link of who not Ugermonger is, or Yorgermonger is after the stream. Thank you. That would be because I'm totally lost. Lion God 360, Tails was not okay. No, he is not. Yeah, Chica, I agree with you. Your Tails sounded like a girl crying. But yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing. It was very girly. But your Tails voice is very, very good. Chica goes, I go meow meow, woof woof, not wah wah. I get that reference because I'm with Chica on that project. It's a Your Turn to Die reference. So if you're not aware of what Your Turn to Die is, you won't get that reference. But yes, that is a Your Turn to Die reference. Not to worry, Chica. Levi McClellan says you did it better than he could have. So there you go. Well, Chica, again, backing it up. There's a reason I voice characters with little boil voices and not cry 24/7. Okay, but all right. I'm not crying as Jin. No, I would hope not. Does Jin even cry? Or Gin? Does Gin Ranger even cry? Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, I don't think I don't think any of your characters cry much. He go meow meow woof woof. There you go. So moving on, we get back. Moving on, we go to Sweet Apple Acres. So at this time, Sonic is running to check out the Master Emerald. He's found the Master Emerald, so now he's going to go and do a quick check on it to make sure everything is okay. As he is running up to the Master Emerald, he spots Apple Bloom kind of checking out the Master Emerald. It is at this time, Applejack is also returning to Sweet Apple Acres. She's making her final approach as well. So Sonic runs up on Apple Bloom, kind of scares her a little bit. And, Sonic says, hi, hello. And Apple Bloom gets really scared and defensive because she's never seen a hedgehog like Sonic before. So she gets freaked out. I wasn't going to touch it, I swear. And Sonic reassures Apple Bloom, hey, it's okay. I'm not here to hurt you. And, I I come in peace. My name is Sonic the Hedgehog. And Apple Bloom and him make their introductions. Sonic has some questions for Apple Bloom as to like what planet they're on. Trivia question: who is the first pony to meet Sonic? Apple Bloom. Keep that in mind, voice actors, when I do eventually come up with a trivia game for Harmony and Chaos for my VAs. That's going to be a trivia question, so keep that in mind. So Apple Bloom and Sonic introduce themselves to one another. Apple Bloom tells Sonic he's on the planet of Equestria. And then they just make a little bit of small talk. The funny thing to come out of this scene is Apple Bloom kind of calls Sonic an alien, which is kind of funny. Eliza Doderich, I gotta go for the night. May 3rd Senpai watch over your dreams tonight. 2 weeks in a row. That is an inside joke in my server between Chica and Elijah. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Yes, 14 days in a row, Chica. 14. He has wished that Luna watches over your dreams. So there you go. 2 weeks straight. Yusef, I was hoping the characters could patch things up with each other. Shame some won't work things out with each other. Yeah, it is. Moving along. It's at this point we see Applejack come running up toward the Master Emerald. She's looking for Apple Bloom. So apparently Applejack has already made it back. She checked the house, didn't find Apple Bloom. So she came running outside, and she's kind of upset that she sees Apple Bloom out by the Master Emerald, and is even more shocked when she sees Sonic. So Applejack and Sonic make their acquaintance, and Apple Bloom tells Applejack, "Oh, this is Sonic. He's an alien, and he's really sweet." And Applejack's like, "Oh, yeah, I know who he is. We had a meeting. We had a meeting in Canterlot that explained. I know he's an alien from Mobius." And Applejack apologizes to Sonic about Mobius being destroyed. And Apple Bloom then chimes in, "Sonic's planet was destroyed, Applejack?" Applejack tells Apple Bloom, "Go on, get. This is adult conversation. Get out. Go on, get." So Apple Bloom kind of like disappointedly leaves the conversation, and Sonic tells Applejack, "Oh, she's a sweet little girl, and she's a really sweet, nice little girl," and all that other stuff. And Applejack and Sonic just continue to make a little bit of small talk. They talk about Mobius. Applejack tells Sonic that she met Rouge, and then she herself calls Sonic sweet and real nice, and then she understands why Rouge would refer to Sonic as Mobius's hero. After that, before Sonic runs off to go find his friends or do more exploring, Applejack tells Sonic about Rainbow Dash, about how she wants to catch Sonic, and that Rainbow Dash is the fastest pony on the planet, and that she's out to catch you, Sonic. She's out to catch you. So Sonic is like, "Oh, maybe I'll bump into her sometime." And then they say goodbye. And as Sonic is exploring, he happens to run past Twilight and Rouge and Spike. So now Sonic gets to meet Twilight. He gets to meet Twilight and reunite with Rouge, and then he also meets Spike as well. Not much really happens here other than some small talk between Sonic and Rouge. Rouge lets it slip that she has a Chaos Emerald. Just for proof, she shows Sonic the Chaos Emerald and whatever. So Sonic is kind of happy to know that they found at least one. Rouge tells Sonic what the plan is for the Chaos Emeralds, that they want to reunite all of the Chaos Emeralds with the Master Emerald so they would be protected. And the conversation continues, whatever. And Rouge, during the conversation, tells Sonic, Twilight over here thought that you were Rainbow Dash. And Twilight says, well, yeah, because Rainbow Dash is the only other being I know who's that fast. So of course I would think it's Rainbow Dash. I didn't realize Sonic was that fast. So Sonic, again, hearing that Rainbow Dash is very fast, is kind of now he's very intrigued. Like, whoa, wait a second. Rainbow Dash is this fast? Okay, so he shows that he's pretty intrigued about meeting Rainbow Dash. And so now this is where Twilight, knowing that Rainbow Dash is going to the beach, is very important. Because now Twilight... Yes, that's right. Now that Rainbow Dash is officially divorced, I can play the role as Wingmare for Rainbow Dash. So this is where Twilight becomes a really cool friend for Rainbow Dash. This is where she becomes a really good friend and is literally serving as Rainbow Dash's Wingmare. She tells Sonic where Rainbow Dash is and where she's going to be. She even tells Sonic how to get there. Like, okay, well, if you really want to meet Rainbow Dash, she's going to the beach, which if you take that road, take that 5 miles outside and just take that road straight till you get out of town, you'll be out of town for about 5 miles and you'll see the beach. So needless to say, Sonic is pretty quick to want to make his exit to go find Rainbow Dash because now he really wants to meet Rainbow Dash. So they say their goodbyes. Sonic bolts off for Ponyville Beach. The final scene of the episode is we come to Ponyville Beach. Well, there's a little bit. Okay, so we're going to hold off for a second on that. So after Sonic darts off towards Ponyville Beach, we see kind of like a little bit of flirting / banter, joking around between Twilight and Rouge. Rouge seems to be under the pressure that her and Twilight are going to be besties inside of a week. So it's true. It's true, though. Like Twilight and Rouge wind up becoming best of friends, as we see as the series progresses and as their little banter continues on. No, Chica, I know that came off as very Kokichi-ish, but no, I'm not trying to be Kokichi. Levi McClellan, hey Michael, since Sonic is an expert in destroying robots, do you think he could defeat Mechagodzilla or would he die? I don't know. That's another good one. Again, I think it goes along the lines of Sonic having all 7 Chaos Emeralds. I think again it goes back to that. I don't think because I know Mechagodzilla's got some powers to him or whatever, but yeah, it's been a long God. When was the last time? I haven't watched a Godzilla movie since I was 8. Probably like 8. It's been a long time since I've seen a Godzilla movie, like the old school Godzilla, Japanese Godzilla movies. Lion God 360. I love their dynamic. I think you're talking about Rouge and Twilight. Yes, Rouge and Twilight wind up becoming really close friends. It's really cool to see how that blossoms as well, because Rouge and Twilight are like polar opposites of one another. So it's cool to see how like their banter and how they banter back and forth with each other. Chica, I think she's quoting Nishishima. I think she's quoting Kokichi in the chat there, but other than that. All right, so we go into the final scene. Yes, we're already at the final scene. I think this episode total was about 9 scenes, and it lasted 38 minutes, I think, total. The original dub of this episode was like 38 minutes. So yeah, it's a very quick, like 8 to 10 scene episode. So the episode closes out. Chica, join me in Plush and VC after you. No, you're not calling me that, Chica. No. Anyway, we get to the final scene. Rainbow Dash is at the beach with Fluttershy. Whew. She's at the beach with Fluttershy. Is at this time, Sonic arrives. Sonic arrives, but he arrives kind of like low key. He kind of sneaks his way onto the beach somewhere and just kind of lays down and starts to chill. He's just chilling. He's trying to listen in onto the conversation that Rainbow Dash is having with Fluttershy. We see Pinkie Pie running down the beach. She cannonballs into the lake. Kind of. I don't know how you would cannonball into a lake, but okay. So anyway, she jumps into the lake, and Sonic is giggling and laughing at Pinkie Pie's antics. He thinks she's kind of funny. And Rainbow Dash says, "Oh, you think that was cool? I'll show you something cool." So she flies up into the air, and when she flies up, that's when she spots Sonic laying on the beach. At this point, Sonic is now sitting up completely, and he's eyes glued on Rainbow Dash because now he's really intrigued and he wants to see what exactly is Rainbow Dash going to do here. So Rainbow Dash gets she gets a buttload of speed. She flies into the lake. She goes all the way to the bottom of the lake and pushes off the bottom, and in some beautiful display, her rainbow trail comes flying out, and all the water comes flying out, leaves a rainbow trail. She does some loop-de-loops, and then she very gently just cannonballs into the water. When she comes out of the water, Sonic is there standing and giving her a standing ovation, and it gets Rainbow Dash's attention. Fluttershy asks Rainbow Dash, "Who is that, Dash?" And Dash is like, "I don't know." Immediately, she knows it's a Mobian. She's not quite sure who, but she knows it's a Mobian. Fluttershy even reiterates it as to saying, "He's a hedgehog. I think he's from Mobius." And Sonic says, "Yeah, I'm from Mobius. My name's Sonic the Hedgehog." And then he tells Rainbow Dash, "I heard from Twilight and Applejack that you're the fastest on the planet. So when I hear something like that, I figure, why make a girl wait? You know, Twilight told me where to find you, so I figured, why make you wait?" And Rainbow Dash, "Is that a challenge?" Because you know Rainbow Dash is not going to turn down a challenge. Sonic goes, "Yeah, when I hear somebody is as fast as I am, it's a challenge." "Oh, it is so on, Hedgehog." So then the very first ever, this is how Dash meets. This is their first meeting. Sonic officially meets Rainbow Dash, and the first thing that happens, they have a race or a game of tag, kind of. This somehow turns into a game of tag. So anyway, they start racing. Rainbow Dash is, of course, completely blown away by Sonic's speed. She has never seen anyone that fast, especially on feet. So then she goes after Sonic. Eventually, she catches up to Sonic. They kind of have some, and this was added dialogue. The part where Sonic and Rainbow Dash are kind of having their friendly banter on the roadside. That part was added from the original episode. The original episode 2 did not have that line of dialogue. I added that. So there's a little bit of extra added dialogue between the two. I wanted to showcase like their cockiness, because you know Rainbow Dash and Sonic are both overconfident. They're very cocky. So I wanted to have that little bit of banter between them, because that kind of banter also kind of makes them intrigued by one another. It just goes to reiterate that those two are so much alike. It's ridiculous how much Rainbow Dash and Sonic have in common, and it's really insane when you think about it. So they continue racing. Both Sonic and Rainbow Dash have told each other that this is nowhere near as fast as they're capable of going, that this is kind of just a warm-up. So Sonic is done warming up. He bolts away from Rainbow Dash, breaking the sound barrier. And Rainbow Dash, of course, is in complete shock over Sonic being able to break the sound barrier. Because up to this point, Rainbow Dash has been the only pony on the planet to break the sound barrier with her own speed. Sonic very quickly turns around, makes a U-turn, and bolts in the other direction from Rainbow Dash. So he literally does a quick U-turn and starts running backwards away from Rainbow Dash in the other direction. And when he does this, it causes a burst of wind that hits Rainbow Dash. This is also another added scene or added dialogue. In the original episode, Rainbow Dash never got hit with that gust of wind. It's just kind of that extra dialogue that shows just how fast Sonic really is. And Rainbow Dash gets hit with this burst of wind from Sonic, and she's like, oh my gosh, sweet Celestia. So she's really shocked by how fast Sonic is. Like, she's never seen anything like Sonic. And it's at this point Rainbow Dash now realizes she cannot catch Sonic without doing a Sonic Rainboom. So she starts to fly up into the air. Sonic turns around and is kind of like, where did she go? And he happens to like look up and he sees Rainbow Dash is up in the sky higher. So he's still running. He goes back to running and he's kind of like, what the heck is she up to? And then we start to see Rainbow Dash make the beeline toward the ground. And at this point now, Sonic again is running backwards to just kind of keep his eye on Rainbow Dash. And this is where she breaks the sound barrier and creates the Sonic Rainboom. Sonic is so enthralled and amazed by the Sonic Rainboom because he's never seen anyone as fast as him. So now he is really intrigued and really just taken aback by how beautiful the Sonic Rainboom is, that he doesn't even realize that Rainbow Dash has passed him and is now standing about 100 feet in front of him, waiting to catch him. So he keeps running backwards. He happens to turn around, like, where is she? And he turns around, and lo and behold, when he turns around, Rainbow Dash is standing right in front of him. So then he's trying to slam on, he's trying to come to a stop, and as he's coming to a stop, Rainbow Dash very calmly tags him with her hoof and says, gotcha! And that's how that race / game of tag ends. So Rainbow Dash technically caught Sonic. So he technically caught him in that instance. So Sonic at this point is completely blown away, as is Rainbow Dash. Sonic, I would say, is more so blown away because he is officially intrigued into Rainbow Dash now. Like, he's officially, if there is one moment where Sonic is silently simping, he's silently simping right now over Rainbow Dash. Like, dang, this girl is, I like this girl. This girl's awesome. So, like, Sonic is, like, secretly simping. He doesn't actually say that. There's no dialogue there that says it, but I think we all pretty much can assume he's simping at this point. So he's really intrigued by Rainbow Dash. They have a little bit more small talk, and Sonic then says, hey, it was nice meeting you, Rainbow Dash, but I'm going to go ahead and go try to find some more of my friends. And Rainbow Dash is like, wait, you're leaving? Wait a second. I beat you. So I say you should stay here with us and party with me, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie here at the beach. And Sonic's like, well, I don't know how to swim. As we would come to find out later on in season 1, Sonic does learn how to swim. Rainbow Dash does teach him how to swim. So this is just another one of those little moments that you got to keep in mind. So Rainbow Dash tells Sonic, look, you don't have to go into the water, Hedgie. Look, if you stay and party with us, I'll go out and help you find your friends tomorrow. So Sonic's like, okay, you know what? I can have a little bit of fun. So Sonic and Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash convinces Sonic to stay. And the episode ends with Sonic asking the question, what is apple cider? What exactly is apple cider? And then the episode ends. I don't know what it is with apple cider in the series, but apple cider is like the pony's version of alcohol. Like, it's like, that's like their version of beer. So, like, yeah, you see it multiple times in My Little Pony. The apple cider is pretty much referenced as their version of beer. So, yeah, that's how the episode ends. So we get kind of like that cool little moment where, it's like, yeah, you could tell Rainbow Dash and Sonic are, yeah, it's like, yeah, Rainbow Dash is definitely like, yeah, I like this hedgehog. He's a cool guy. I like this guy. So Lion God types in Sonic down, bad. Sonic down, bad. Yeah, he is. Wanda hoy, Felia. Wanda hoy. So anyway, guys, that's how the episode ends. It ends with that famous line from Sonic. What exactly is apple cider? So the episode ends there. There's a cute little skit, or there's a cute little scene when it's on the additional cast slide. We see little Pinkie Pie's head is like coming out of the sand. So at some point they buried Pinkie in the sand. So I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that was a kind of little funny picture I added there. So episode 2 ends on that note. Moving into episode 3, the episode 3 will open with Sondash. Sonic goes to Rainbow Dash's Cloud Dominion, and he's kind of like, well, how the heck am I going to get up there? So episode 3 will open up with Sonic and Rainbow Dash going out to find Sonic's friends, as she promised. So that's just a little something to give you guys to look forward to with episode 3 of the reboot. It will open with Sonic and Rainbow Dash going out together to find Sonic's friends. So that's how the next episode will open up. Episode 3 is titled The Guardian of the Master Emerald. So given that title, episode 3 of the reboot is going to be about Knuckles. So you'll see they'll meet. Knuckles gets introduced in episode 3. But other than that, guys, that's episode 2 in a nutshell. I'm going to try to figure out these technical difficulties I'm having. Like I said, right now I'm not having these issues with the season 3 episodes. It's literally just the reboots that I'm having issues with. I'm going to try to figure it out, hopefully sooner rather than later, because it is starting to really upset me. And if you don't believe me, Chica will tell you in the chat that, she has talked to me on Discord, and she'll tell you it legitimately upsets me. Yeah, because we all work very hard on it and we want it to be perfect. And when it's not, I get upset. I really do. Chica will tell you. Yeah, we talk a lot in Discord and do a lot of text chat and a lot of VCs. As you can see up here in the chat, Chica wants me to join her and Plush and VC after. So yeah, I'm talking about Chica. I'm talking about how mad I get. About how mad I get when we have these technical difficulties. But all right, guys, other than that, that's all I got. I'm going to give you guys a very quick update again. Episode 93, which is titled Showdown in the Past. Episode 93 is it's in production. It's getting done. I would say I'm probably anywhere between 65 to 70% of the way done writing the actual episode in PowerPoint. After that, we have to voice it, and then I have to put the final production touches on it. I think I could safely say, I would think realistically, somewhere between I would say somewhere right around the middle of February, that episode should be out. Don't quote me on that, but I'm tentatively right now, I'm shooting for realistically middle of February for episode 93. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. I'm going to go ahead and remove the opening theme song. If it does convert to video, I think then I know that it was the theme song that is causing these issues, and I'm just going to nix it completely from the reboot. because I want to get these episodes out. If it does convert to video properly, I am going to erase the episode that I debuted tonight, and then I'm just going to replace it with the actual video version so you guys can get the better quality, and we have the better quality version on the reboot side of things. If not, I'm just going to leave the episode as is. I think moving forward, we're just going to nix the theme song altogether. I don't know. That's all I got, guys. Thanks again for watching this episode. Thanks for watching The Kingdom. Hope you guys have had a great extended weekend. I know I usually am not off Monday. So Martin Luther King Day, I got today off. First time I've ever had Martin Luther King Day off. But having said that, guys, adios. Till next time, guys. Stay safe out there.